Can you believe it's been nearly 20 years since we had a mech-based game? Oh, I know, scary, isn't it? Now, I must profess, there's a lot of people who are not going to be familiar with the Battletech franchise, mainly because, well, it's an old franchise, and, well, I'm old myself. Actually, what am I saying? I'm only 34. Shut up. So anyway, a lot of people... Battletech is a tabletop game that started in the 80s. A lot of people, however, know it from its video game interpretation called Mechwarrior. I myself started with Mechwarrior 2 back in 1995. I was a wee young lad, shut up, and I spent my hard-earned pocket money in a stationary supply store called Staples here in the UK. I spent £45 on the damn thing. Oh, this was a terrifying road to go down, because I played nothing but Mechwarrior. And then I played the expansion packs, Ghostbusters Legacy, then Mercenaries, then we had Mechwarrior 3, then we had Mechwarrior 3 Pirates Moon, and then we had Mech Commander, which was a strategy game about mechs. Then you had Mechwarrior 4, which wasn't very good. And there's just more and more. And then it stopped around 2002. And yeah, when Harebrained announced that we were going to make a turn-based version of Battletech, I started getting very excited, thinking, oh my god, here we go, it's going to be all over again! And so, yeah, here we are, the backer beta, or the closed beta. And, oh, it's good. I like it a lot. Now, if you're an old fart and you're like, oh, I want it to be an exact representation of the tabletop. Haha, nope, it's not. It's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's like Mech Commander, but turn-based. And that's not a bad thing. So anyway, my next challenge is now going to be trying to enlighten you all. I'm going to assume that you don't have any knowledge of Battletech. So I'm now going to try and fill your head with 30 years of Battletech knowledge in about 30 minutes. So anyway, let us begin. Now this is a bare bones skirmish, nothing more. It gives you a chance to play with it and shoot and experiment with mechs and see how things feel. It's fun. It's fun. So anyway, alright, we'll change it to battle. Sunset. There we go, because it looks pretty. Okay, now, what exactly is a battle mech? A battle mech is a giant bipedal robot with a pilot in it, and it's filled with lasers and guns and missiles, and it goes around, it shoots stuff and stamps on people. It's good fun. Now, a battle mech is not just a guy on a battlefield. No. It's actually quite a complex system here. You see, a battle mech consists of 11 hit points, 8 on the front, 3 on the rear. Rear shots are, well, thin armor. Basically aluminium. You'll kill a mech very easily by getting a flanking shot on it. So angle is very important on the battlefield. Now, a mech is basically protected by armor. Once you penetrate the armor in a section, you then start whacking at internals. Internals can consist of things vital to the mech's operation, and also weapons and ammunition, and in the case of the head, you, the pilot, which will go squish if you penetrate internals. Destroy enough of the mech, and you start destroying the center torso. If the center torso is destroyed, then bang, the mech is dead. It is simple. Mechs have a variety of weapons, ranging from missiles to lasers to ballistics to small arms weapons as well, like machine guns. But for the most part, you really want to be using ballistics and missiles and lasers. Mechs can also hit in 3 ranges, short, medium and long range. With weapons being limited to certain ranges depending upon the caliber and the type. It's really confusing, I know, but trust me, this is really good fun. Now anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly configure this. So, hang on a second, Commando, I want a 1B. Hunchback 4, yep, okay. Piloting your mech is a pilot, a Mechwarrior. Now, Mechwarriors in this have 4 abilities. You've got Gunnery, which is how good at shooting stuff you are. Piloting determines your ability to melee. Some people are better at meleeing than others. It also allows you to how successful you are on DFA, or Death from Above, which basically some mechs can fly and then land on other mechs. Guts is how much... oh, God. I don't quite know what Guts is. From the manual, which I've got here next to me, It says that Guts determines how much heat you can build up before overheating. But I don't know. The marker seems to suggest how many times I can fall over and be injured. So I don't quite get how Guts and heat are related, but whatever. This is beta, so things are still very early. And Tactics determines things such as line of sight, information gained from radar blips, and called shot attacks. Called shot is a technique which I'll hopefully cover in this anyway. Mechwarriors can also have abilities. So, for instance, you can have an ability called Sensor Lock, which suppresses evasive. Things like... oh, God. You know, I'll just explain as we go along. I just want to quickly configure this up because I've done too much talking and not enough shooting. Multi-target. Where's Paradise? He's a mouthy sod, but he's pretty good. And we'll get Sumo. And then what I'll do is I'll drop this to random. So I'm going to clue what I'm going to be shooting at.
Commencing deployment. Mechwarriors, prepare for combat.
Word for word, exactly the same as Mech Commander. We good? We're good.
Command interface initiated.
Okay, now.
Look at this place. It's really,
Battle mechs come in 4 classes. You've got light, medium, heavy, and assault. And Battletech uses an initiative system consisting of 5 values, and you've got 1 for each level of mech. Now, you may be thinking, Gun, what do you want about? You've just said there's 4 types of mech and there's 5 levels of initiative. That's correct. The first level of initiative is Initiative 5, where basically you can run up to your heart's content. Everyone can play. It saves having to, you know, wait, making turns and so on and so forth. When you come into contact with the enemy, that's when the full initiative system kicks in. I shall demonstrate.
Standing by. Waiting on you, Commander. What's the plan?
Now, what I'm doing is, you can see these dots on the map. We can run to each one of these dots, and you have certain environment variables. For instance, you can see that this is a forest. Forest reduces movement speed and line of sight, provides cover, which reduces 25% of damage from ranged attacks to the front and side. It does not stack with guarded, and it doesn't protect your rear torso. Sitting in trees is quite helpful.
I understand.
Angle in this is especially important. Depending upon how you're facing the enemy will depend upon where you're hitting and how you're going to be hit. Remember when I said that mechs are broken up to 11 segments? 9 on the front, 3 on the rear. If you've got your left side facing an enemy and he shoots at you, you're going to damage your left side. Again, if you penetrate armor and start whacking internals, you can start breaking things in the mech. So it can be advantageous to start picking on a certain part of an enemy mech, or analysing where certain components are located on an enemy mech and prioritising which side you want to be hitting first. Come on, Orion. Does look surprisingly pretty for a Unity game. Is it Unity? Yes, it is. I think it is. Now then, we should be getting enemy contact soon. The beta, they've put spawn points very close together, so you've got more chance of getting into a fight. Oh, here we go.
Detect a new adversary.
Voila. So now we've come into contact with the enemy. You can see the initiative system is all alive. We've got initiative level 4 for lights, mediums, heavies, and assault. Now, looking at the battlefield, you can see that I have 1 light, he's got 3. I have 2 mediums, he's got 1, and I've got 1 heavy. However, the computer is playing a sneaky on me here. I know he does this. There is a pilot which has an ability called Master Tactician, which allows you to push your mech into a higher initiative. So a medium mech can play with the lights, and a heavy can play with the mediums, and assaults can play with the heavies. So you get the idea. If you wanted to, you can also reserve your initiative. So basically, all your units in Initiative 4, you can reserve them down to Initiative 3, so then everyone can suddenly play together in Initiative 3. The only problem is this leaves your Initiative 4 mechs vulnerable until you get turned to Initiative 3. Sounds a little confusing, I know, but you'll understand as I play this. Right now, I have a pilot called Witness. Now, Witness is my scouting guy. This guy is
I
good.
hear ya.
He's got a high tactician, so he's good with line of sight, good with sensors, and I don't like him getting too close to combat. Now, because we all sprinted into combat, everyone has... hang on a second. There we go. Everyone has evasive, which is a 50% chance to dodge all incoming ranged attacks. It can be countered by sensor lock, and it lasts for the duration of the turn. The only way to get evasive is to sprint. Now, combat and moving in this kind of place like the new XCOM, where basically you have 2 action points. You can move and fire, or you can sprint and burn both of them up at the same time. What I'm going to do is, because everyone's running around, I'm going to use sensor lock, and I'm going to lock this little 20-ton mech. I'll see what it is, and it'll remove evasive on it. It's a Locust. A Locust is a light scout mech.
Looks like we have guests.
And because I've got sensor information on the Locust, I can actually right-click on it and see what is in it. Now then, son, what are you doing? Holy shit, you're brave. Okay, so now we have played with all of our Initiative 4 mechs. We now move on to Initiative 3. So now my mediums can come into play. Now I've got 2 mediums. I've got a Hunchback and a Centurion. The Hunchback is a particularly nasty machine because it's built around a heavy autocannon called an AC-20. The AC-20 basically is, see that thing over there? Fuck that thing up. Fuck it up right now. As long as it's within range. Now, this little man is very brave. He's run up and he's stuck his face right in front of an AC-20. I could effectively turn him into paste. Now, if I hadn't sensor locked him, he'd have had evasive on him, meaning I would have had no chance in hell of hitting. However, because he is not smart, I will destroy him. Actually, yes, I will. So, what I can do...
You have orders?
Now, the other bracket means that I can actually run up and I can hit it right in the face with my fist. Hitting a mech creates stability damage. Stability damage is basically how stable the mech is. If it becomes unstable, it can fall over. If it falls over, it injures the pilot, and it opens it up to what we call a cool shot. Basically, everyone can look at it, point at it, laugh at it, and then shoot it. When it's on the ground, you can specify what part of the mech you want to shoot at, and you have a chance of hitting that. So, for instance, if I was to knock him on his ass, I could point at his head and say, I want to shoot the head. And then suddenly, all my weapons will be rolled to hitting the head. There's a little bit of RNGs in there, but it's pretty good. Right now, I'm in a very, very good position. I could melee him, but I'm going to turn over to guns. And I'm going to look at it. Now, the brackets signify how much of a chance I've got of hitting someone. For instance, you can see they're all gold, which means I've got a very high chance of actually hitting. At this range, I'm going to literally turn him into pink mist. I'm looking forward to it, actually. Now, when you go to target someone, it comes up with the mech's details. And you can see everything here from armor ratings to what's located in that part of the mech. The red bracket on the outside means that this is going to be a front shot. If I was to his left side and hitting, the bracket would light up on the one side. If I was behind him, then the rear torso would light up. So basically I can see where my weapons are going to hit. Remember, angles are very important. What am I saying? Just shoot it.
I believe...
Oh! Yep! Paste. So the enemy now has lost a scout. This is a shame. Right, so now he's moved his medium, and now it's my turn to my move medium. Yeah, move my medium. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to park him in the trees. I'm going to change the angle. Remember, angle is important.
Heading out.
Now, because I've moved and not sprinted, I have the option to fire if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to brace. Now, bracing is like in XCOM hunkering down. Basically, As it says on the turn, it ends the turn and removes unsteady. So any stability damage I've got, I lose. I also gain guarded, so I get a 50% reduction to incoming damage and 50% reduction to stability damage. However, this only covers me from the front and side. For the rear, no chance. There we go. Now, because the enemy doesn't have any units in the heavy class, Initiative 2, I get to move my heavy mech.
Yeah? What can I do you for?
And I'll move him within range. Now, some weapons have a certain range limit. You can see that the cone, so to speak, is shaded accordingly. You've got the short range, medium range, and long range. Now, most of my weapons here are medium range, with some short. And you can see from the numbers in the bottom right that it's not quite balancing. You can see the medium range, the LRM-15 and the AC-10, have a decent chance to hit, but everything else is short range and not really going to have much chance. Actually, I lied. The MDs are medium lasers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to park it,
Piece of cake.
and I'm going to brace. Remember, everyone's still running around at the moment with evasive on, so there's no point. Now suddenly we go back up to Initiative 4, and the light mechs can play. Or in this case, the Centurion can. You sod. Minor damage, nothing to worry about. Witness is back again. Witness! Now, the lines specify the firing angle. Okay? Straight lines are direct fire. If it's a curved line going upwards, it's an indirect fire. It means I can't see it, but I got it on sensors, so I'm just going to blind fire at it. You can blind fire with missiles and hit stuff overhead. Comes in handy if you want to start whacking cockpits and making people unsteady at range. Right now, the Commando is a very weak mech. I don't want to stick him anywhere near the front lines. So we're going to keep him in the back, and I'm going to sensor lock the little mech. Because I guarantee it will start running around. And the last thing I want is it to have evasive on. Suppressed. Ooh. Start to tickle now, aren't you? Alright, my turn. Now then, I could reserve and push all my units down to Initiative level 2 and play with the heavies, but I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take Kraken. Kraken! And I'm going to put him in water. And I'm going to angle him so he's going to hit the right side of that Centurion.
Roger.
Water is very, very powerful in this because it allows you to dissipate heat. When you fire weapons, you generate heat to the point where you start overheating. If you overheat too much, you cause internal damage. If you overheat even further, you run the risk of shutting down, which puts your mech out of commission until it cools down, meaning everyone can shoot at it and call shots on it. I could hit it. No, I'm going to wait till I get a better angle, so I'm going to brace. Oh, here we go.
Okay. That hurt.
Okay, so now the enemy's starting to gang up on my Orion.
Reporting.
It means that I'm going to have to possibly start making some moves. Now, I don't want to walk with this guy, I'm going to sprint. So I'll get evasive. I already get evasive because it's a passive ability for this pilot. And what I'll do is I will move him here. Right, I'm trying to get flanking shots if I can. Now, at the moment, you can see a lot of my guys are sitting to the right of this Centurion. If I have a look at him, and I look at his right arm, I can see that he's got a lot of weapons on his right arm. And he's got nothing in his right torso. If I destroy his right torso, then he will lose the right arm and everything associated with it. It also opens up the center torso so I can hit him from the right hand side and destroy his center torso. This is kind of what we want to be going for. Ideally, I want a back shot because then I can just puncture straight through. It's like kicking aluminium, but Oops. Wrong key.
Something I can do.
Alright. Now my problem is I've got 3 mechs bearing down on Sumo. If I open fire on someone, I'm going to lose my brace. So I'm going to take full damage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it in reverse. Actually, no, I won't. What I'll do is I'll try and reposition. It's going to be difficult. Yeah, I didn't really want to take him out of cover, but never mind. He's fairly strong. We'll see what we can do. Oh, so now the Centurion wants to play. Dodge, dodge, miss. Yeah, you suck.
I hear ya.
Witness! Witness over here. It's a bit of an awkward one. Ideally, he's got a long-range laser. Attacking the Hunchback is going to be pointless. The armor's too strong. However, hitting the Commando is... I'll have a good chance of it. That's assuming I can get 65... No, 85%, 55, 55. You can see I'll build a little bit of heat here, but this will dissipate. Give it a shot.
This should be good.
Nice. So we strip the armor off the leg and damage some of the internals. And he wants to return the favour. Oh!
Armor breach. Internal damage.
You're good.
Standing by.
Right, now Kraken is in a great opportunity here to effectively hit this right in the ass. But at the same time, I could be exposing my back to the Hunchback. Park it in water. Turn.
Confirmed.
I'm going to see if I can smash right through that torso. It'll be a difficult shot, but we'll see what we can do. Nom 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 nom. Do it.
Got it.
Oh, oh, oh! Bit of stability damage, but nothing too much. Now then, Hunchback, what are you doing? Oh no, not the Commando!
Ah, dang it, that hurt. How might I help?
Right, now I've already damaged his right side, so the smart move would be to keep on hitting his right side.
Have no doubt, it will be done.
Now, because I've moved him, and this guy has a passive ability called evasive move, I've got evasive without sprinting, which means I can dodge attacks. This is very dangerous on a mech this powerful.
Target confirmed.
Right, now he's unsteady. If I keep on hitting him with
Right here.
ballistics, I run the risk of knocking him over. Okay. We'll reverse into the trees. Shit. I really want to kill that Commando, but I'm going to open myself up to be taken out by the Hunchback.
Aye, aye.
Alright, put him back in trees. Brace. Alright. Go on, son, reverse. Nah, more bark than bite, but I did get a lot of stability damage there.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, Witness is not in a good position here because he can be... This is difficult. Let's try this.
Moving fast.
Now, I'm kind of in a bit of an issue here. If that Commando goes for a flanking shot, which he bloody well will... Really? Alright. So his right torso is still damaged.
What's the plan? Certainly.
Come on, kids. You got it.
Firing.
Leg destroyed, and down you go.
There's more where that came from.
Pilot injured. That's going to hurt his maneuverability, and I think it increases stability damage. Oh man, I've got to get this hunchback off me.
Oh, I think I broke my collarbone.
You'll be fine. Suck it up.
Receiving you.
Now then, here's where we get the good stuff. Because this Centurion is now lying on his ass, I can do what we call a call shot on him. So, I can hit any part of the mech I want. Now, what I'm going to do is, because I'm facing the right side, I'm going to see if I can hit the right torso. And try and get to the Sense torso through it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to play a game. Shit. Alright, I'm going to back up. And no fucking around, I'm just going to whack this thing right through the rear torso. Actually, no, it's not, is it? It's the left side. I will cook quite a lot. I'm going to burn a lot of heat up on this. But I've got to get some of these units off me. Taking out the commando is going to be the smart move.
Oh, you want some of
Oh! Go on, son!
That's a critical hit.
Yeah! Now then, boy, what are you going to do? You're not in a good shape, are you? Remember, I had that evasive on him, so... Haha. Dodge it. Right, now then. Because we've had so much fun in blowing the shit out of everything, we now have a morale system, so... My pilots are inspired. They want to do more. They want to kill stuff.
Good to go.
And I can inspire someone to basically hit way above their means. Now, I'd love to hit this guy in the rear torso with an inspiration of the large laser, but I lost the large laser with the right arm, so... it's a bit shit. What I could do, however, is he is on the ground, so what I can do is I could turn... face. I'll be exposing my back a little, but he's got bigger issues than me. Call shots. So he's got 17 armor points left and 40 internal. I can effectively do a lot of damage, and I've got a 100% chance to hit. Where it hits, that's the big question.
Affirmative.
Now then, you're going to get up, aren't you? You're going to feel really sore right about now. Oh, you missed.
Ready for orders.
Having the shattered remains of your leg might have something to do with
Do I
that.
have orders?
Right, I still want to go for that right torso, so...
Confirmed.
It's in bad condition. I've got a 65% chance to hit, and 85 on that. If I inspire...
I'm going to enjoy pummeling you.
You hear hairbrain screams, what can I be destroyed? It's got to be a placeholder sound effect. It's horrible. Just shoot it.
He's going down.
Go on, son. Yes! Taste the rainbow, motherfucker!
That would be a kill.
2 down, 2 to go. Oh, this is going to possibly hurt. Ow, 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 ow. Right, Kraken. Now, I don't have direct line of fire on this. 65% chance. And I'd be hitting its right side. Would I? No, I'd be hitting it directly in the face. So, it's a bad shot. However, I do have a rear angle on... Okay, this is ballsy. It probably won't work, but we'll give it a shot. Indirect fire, and it should hit the rear torso.
Locked on. Rear on.
Softened it up. Quite a lot, in fact.
Something I can do.
Right, not playing around now. I've got heat, but we'll see what we can do. Flanking shot right in the back. Now, if I fire everything, I will shut down. So I'm going to turn off that. I'm going to turn off the medium laser. And I'm just under the heat threshold. I've still got the SRM4, which is quite powerful. Do it.
Target.
Oh! Ho, ho, ho.
Critical hit.
Yow. Okay, my right torso is pretty damaged here.
Hit hard.
Witness, you're up. I don't think he's going to do anything, but we can try. 39-40. You can do this, son. Go on. I have faith in you. Prove me right.
Target.
You're dead to me. Oh no, he's going to take his head off. Ooh, that hurts.
Reporting. Structural damage.
And he's overheated. Because I destroyed the left torso, he's lost a lot of heat sinks. So he's having problems now regulating heat.
Standing by. Reporting.
I don't think this is going to connect, but I've got to give it a shot. It's going to be literally right over Ryan's shoulder here. Or hit him right in the back.
Target confirmed. Ready for orders.
I'm being quite ballsy here. There's no strategy anymore. These guys are badly damaged. How they're hanging on is just... Yeah. Now, a 45% chance to hit with missiles, yeah, it's not really worth it. But it is wounded, it's got stability issues, and if I whack it hard enough, I can get it to drop on its ass.
Now, let's see how you handle this. Right here.
You see, he's still got all of his weapons on his right side, so if I park here, the thing is I'm probably going to have heating issues. I can probably flank. The commando's not going to be much of an issue, but this guy, yeah.
On my way.
I can make this work. I will overheat and do some internal damage, but it's worth it.
I'll make up that.
Yes!
Enemy down.
In a bin bag.
It's so hot in here. I'm gonna puke.
You're fine, you big ninny.
Waiting for orders.
Who wants to be brave? Go on, go punch it.
Got it.
He might kill it. He's got it. And that's Battletech. Oh, I do love this game. The beta's only been out for a couple of days. I've already put nearly 24 hours into it. It's only a skirmish simulator. God knows what it's going to be like when I get the full thing. Oh, if Hairbrain do a decent enough job of the campaign, it's going to be fantastic. Action reports. Light damage. Nothing too serious. Enemy forces. Oh, completely fucked. Oh, no rear torso. Oh, that was right in the face. Yeah, it's good. Keep on hitting that Centurion's right side. But yeah, anyway, that's Battletech. So if you're interested in it, I think Hairbrain still have backer levels. So if you wanted to get into the beta, you can. If you do, or you are still learning how to play this, learn to brace. It's fucking vital. Learn angles. Learn to exploit them as well, and how to use them to protect your stuff, and use the environment to your advantage. Oh, and don't be afraid to alpha strike everything in the back. It's so much fun. Do I want to I've already filled in half a dozen of them. No. 25 minutes is quite slow. The fastest kill I've done is 8 minutes. And that was all 4 mechs in 8 minutes. Oh, that was perfection. But anyway, yes, I'll leave you to it. I'm going to go render this. I'm going to finish off my cup of tea. And because it is Sunday, I think I'm going to do myself a Sunday roast. Yum, yum. Right, anyway, I'm out of here. I'll catch you all whenever.